Good morning, students. Today we are starting a new poem from your first flight book, and the name of your poem is Amanda. And it is written by Robin Klein. So, look at the introduction of this poem. Amanda. Amanda is a poem about child psychology. Children live in a world of dreams. So, in this poem, we have a conversation between a girl, Amanda, and her mother. The mother is scolding the girl again and again for doing or neglecting something. But Amanda is lost in a world of her own. She's not even listening to what her mother is saying. The poem tells us that grown up people or elder people should allow enough freedom to the growing children. Too much scolding has a negative effect on a child's mental development. So, we are starting the poem. It is the introduction of this poem. So, it is a conversation between a daughter and mother, Amanda. You can see here every child feels that she or he is controlled and instructed not to do one thing or another. You too may feel that your freedom is curtailed. So, write down some of the things you want to do, but your parents and elder do not allow you to read the poem aloud from pairs, each reading alternative stanzas. You are in for a surprise. So, it is a very beautiful poem. So, we are starting it. Amanda. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my first bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? I am Rupangel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So it is your poem. It is very interesting and very good poem. And so don't bite your nails, Amanda. So mother is scolding Amanda. Her mother is saying to Amanda. Amanda is a little school-going girl, and the mother advises her not to bite her nails. And mother further tells her to sit up straight and not to hunch her shoulders. Uh, Hunch means to bend the upper body forward. That is hunch. So she said that not to hunch your shoulders. So don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda, and don't bite your nails, Amanda. These are the bad habits, no? Biting nails or hunching the shoulders. So her mother suggested her, or her mother scolding in a scolding way. Her mother gives suggestions to her by scolding way, and that is the problem. And she said, "Stop that slouching." Slouching means to move lazily, not seem energetic. She's very lazily and she's not listening to her mother. So stop that slouching and sit up straight. Sit up straight. Keep your back straight. sit straight, keep your posture right. So sit in a right posture. So these are the things a mother tells used to tell their children, but the way of talking or way of giving suggestion is like an scolding. Okay, now the second para. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. This paragraph is in a bracket. You can see. So it is called a parenthesis. It is in the bracket. And there are some like the second and fourth, and you can see the sixth. Second, fourth, and sixth paragraph are in the bracket, and these are called the parenthesis. So stanza 2, 4, and 6 are given in parenthesis or in the bracket because they shows Amanda's own thoughts. Amanda is not listening to what the speaker or what her mother is asking or telling her. She is lost in her own world of dreams. Her thoughts are given in the parenthesis. So these stanzas are in the bracket. Okay. And so she thought that there is a languid emerald sea. She thought that she was in a languid. Languid means calm, relaxed. Emerald sea means green, the green sea. Where the sole inhabitant is me. Where the soul. Soul means lonely. Inhabitant. Inhabitant means resident. She wanted to live there alone. And she thought that she was the only creature there. So she said that where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. A mermaid. What is mermaid? It is imaginary creature. Imaginary creature like half woman and half fish. Okay, that is mermaid. So Amanda does not pay any heed to the mother's advice. She is lost in her own thoughts. She thinks of herself as a mermaid who is swimming happily in the bright green sea water. So she thought that she is a mermaid. Mermaid, that is the imaginary creature, and Amanda has some dreams of her own, and she would like to be a mermaid. Mermaid means a sea fairy. Sea fairy means the head and upper body is of a girl, and the tail of a fish. So that is mermaid. So there she thought that there is a language. She wanted to go go in the green sea and peaceful sea and relaxed feel, calm. She wanted peace. She wanted peace. Where the sole inhabitant is me. She wanted to go in the sea where she will be the only resident, and she will be a mermaid, an imaginary creature. Drifting means move slowly, blissfully, very comfortably. So she wanted to go in the sea, and there was a calm and freedom and relaxation. So she wanted to move very slowly and comfortably in the sea. So she was lost in her own thoughts. So she and the next, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. The mother's scolding again. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy? Tidy means clean. Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So these are the scolding of mother. Mother asked Amanda whether she has done her homework or cleaned her room or and polished her shoes, whatever. Now in the fourth, Fourth para. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. I am an orphan. She said her an orphan. Orphan means who does not have parents. Orphan. Roaming. Roaming means moving here and there, the street. I pattern. Pattern means to make mark. And soft dust with my hushed and bare feet. Hushed means very quiet, and bare feet means that is uncovered feet without any shoes. And she said that the silence is golden and freedom is sweet. Amanda does not give any reply to these questions, and she dreams of herself as an orphan who is wandering about silently and freely. Um, so why she is saying to her an orphan? Orphan, is she orphan? No, she is not orphan. She has mother. Orphan means who does not have parents, mother or father. But she says that she was imagined that she is an orphan girl. Why? She says so because she is sick of being scolding all the time. The speaker in the poem keeps on nagging her, scolding her about her work, her habit, and so on. Amanda thinks that if she had been an orphan, so nobody would interfere in her freedom. So she says that she is an orphan. So you can understand that she wants to be free. She wants freedom. So she said that silence is golden. She wants silence. She wants peace. She does not like these types of scolding. She finds silence. So she said that the freedom is sweet and silence is golden. Okay, the next paragraph, next extract. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? So mother says that don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Acne, what is it? Acne is the pimples due to oily skins. So will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? So she says that don't behave indifferent, and she's scolding her. She's scolding her. She said that don't eat chocolate, and these are the mother is scolding her, or mother is suggesting her, and all of these are the bad habits, and she wants to stop her child to do to have these types of bad things like the biting nails or haunching shoulders or keeping a slouching manner or moving a slouching and these are many types of things and laziness in her homework and she is not doing her room clean and she is not listening to her mother whatever mother says to her. So these are the and eating chocolates and so she said that remember your acne means if you eat chocolate so you have pimples on your face so don't eat the chocolate that chocolate she says that and but Amanda is not listening her. Amanda is lost in her own thoughts, in her own imagination. So mother got angry and mother says that will you please look at me because she is not looking at her mother, she is not listening. So mother got angry and mother said will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda. uh, so mother is very angry and she tells Amanda not to eat chocolates as it would add her acne problem or pimples problem because she's mother and she's caring of her child or of her daughter. But Amanda is rebellious. She was no, she was so irritated. She was so irritated that she wants to be an orphan. So what is this? She wants to be an orphan. She wants to roaming in the street. So there is not understanding of between mother and child. Now the next paragraph, next extract. I am Rupanjal. Rupanjal, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. I am Rupanjal. Rupanjal, what is Rupanjal? Rupanjal is a fairy. It is an imaginary creature. It is a character of epic or novels or whatever, the sorry stories. So it is a fairy. I have not a care. She does not care anything. A life in a tower is tranquil and rare. So you have to know the story of Rupanjal here. Rupanjal is a fairy, and she was in a tower. She lives in a tower, of which captured her in a tower, and she lived lonely there, and nobody lives there without her, um, except her. And she let down her bright hair. She has a long bright hair. Rupanjal has a long bright hair, and she let down her hairs, and those hairs are so long that those reaches at the bottom of the ground, and that which climb used to climb up the tower with the help of those hairs. And that is the only way to go that tower. So what is that girl is thinking? You can imagine. She said that I am Rupanjal. She wants to be a Rupanjal. She wants to be that fairy which is captured in the tower, which lives in the tower. She said that I am not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil, because that fairy Rupanjal was very disturbed and very depressed, because she lives there lonely, and a witch captured her. But that girl, Amanda, Amanda says that I have not a care. She wants to live there. She wants to be Rupanjal. She says that the life in a tower is tranquil. Tranquil means calm, very peaceful, and rare. Rare is actually there nobody lives there. So living there is rare. And she says that I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. I will certainly never let down my bright hair, because she does not want that her mother or her any relative will climb up, will come at that tower with the help of her hair, because that is the only way to go there. So Amanda is a daydream. Amanda pays no attention to the advice. She dreams herself as a Rupanjal who lived in a quiet tower without any care, and she wants to live there happily by her own. So she wants freedom. Now the next. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Mother is going on. There is no change in mother's talking. Mother's scolding. Mother said, stop that sulking at once. Sulking means to be upset. So mother said that by now the mother loses her patience. She tells Amanda to stop sulking, to stop being upset. She further comments that Amanda is very moody. She says that you are always so moody. People would think that she always scold Amanda. And she says that if you are in a these types of sulking mood, very upset, so people would think that she always is called Amanda. Her mother is called Amanda every time. The people would think that, while the mother is a mother is caring of her child, and mother is suggesting and giving good suggestions to her mother. But what is the way of talking you can see here. So it is the end of the poem, and now the poetic devices, and we will discuss about the poetic devices in this poem. Okay. The poet used some poetic devices in this poem, like alliteration, anaphora, repetition, metaphor, etc. Like in the first extract, there are some poetic devices like the alliteration. You can see here alliteration like in the stop and slouching, straight, sit. So S sound is repeating here. So that is alliteration. Stop, slouching, and sit straight. So it is alliteration, and you can see here don't. So what is this poetic devices? In our previous poem, we discussed there. So these two lines are starting with the same word, don't. So that is anaphora. When the two consecutive lines are starting with the same words, so that is anaphora. The poetic device is anaphora there. Okay, and you can see their metaphor too. Metaphor you can see here in the second para, emerald sea. Emerald means green color sea. So sea is emerald. So there is a comparison between sea and emerald, the green stone, and without using like or as. So it is metaphor. Okay. And then you can see in the next para, para number third, is extract number third. You can see here the next. You can see anaphora here, did and did. The both lines are starting with the same words, and you can see here a repetition too. It is like the Amanda, Amanda. So it is repetition. Para number first, third, 5 and 7. It has many words in repetition. So repetition is a poetic device, and you can see here alliteration too. You can see here you and your. So Y sound is repeating here. So it is alliteration. And now in the next extract, you can see here silence is golden, freedom is sweet. What is this? These are metaphor. The silence is green, the silence is golden. So poet is comparing silence with gold, and freedom is comparing with sweetness, without using like or as. And if we use like or as, if we compare these two any two things with using like or as, so that is simile. But when we don't using like or as, without using like or as, if we compare two things, so that is metaphor. So silence is golden and freedom is sweet, and these two words metaphor is there. Okay. And the next, you can see the next paragraph. You can see here Amanda. So what is it? You can see the repetition is also there. Repetition. And in the next extract, you can see here stop and sulky. The alliteration is there, stop. So S sound is repeating here. And you can see the rhyme schemes of the poem. Rhyme scheme is the same like the Amanda, and repetition is also there, Amanda, Amanda, and Amanda. And look at the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is the Amanda. Amanda is the O sound. Amanda is also there, that is the also O sound. And here is also fourth line is also Amanda, so O sound. But U in the third line, that is a different sound, and that is called B. So what is the rhyme scheme? A B A. And now you can see in the whole poem the rhyme scheme. You can see the rhyme scheme like the Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. So A, and straight has a different sound, so it is B. And then you can see the next, see me blissfully. See me blissfully. So it is a common sound. So C, C, C. So we put the C sound. So see me blissfully, blissfully. So these are the common, the same sound. So it is the C, C, C. The rhyme scheme of the second para is C, C, C. So if you can see here pattern. So in the paragraph number 1, paragraph number 1, paragraph number 3, paragraph extract number 5, and extract number last 7, it has the same pattern. Same pattern means same rhyme scheme. It is A B A. But in the second, fourth, and sixth para, the rhyme scheme is C, C, C. Okay, understood? So it is the rhyme scheme and poetic devices in your poem. Now the time of Hindi summary. Okay. सो एक मदर और उसकी एक डॉटर है, उन दोनों के बीच में बातचीत हो रही है। हालांकि डॉटर उसकी बात सुन ही नहीं रही है, मदर उसको डांट रही है कि उसका नाम अमेंडा है लड़की का। मदर उसको कहती है कि अपने नाखून मत चबाओ अमेंडा, अपने जो कंधे हैं उनको मत झुकाओ, और ये ऐसे लेजी मैनर में मत बैठो, सीधी होकर बैठो, अपनी कमर को सीधा करो, सीधी होकर के बैठो। इस तरह के जो अक्सर जो मदर्स होती हैं वो अपने बच्चों को कहती हैं, समझाती हैं। लेकिन सेकंड एक्सट्रैक्ट जो है वो पैरा ब्रैकेट के अंदर है, इसको पैरेंथेसिस भी कहते हैं। और वो उसकी बातों को सुन नहीं रही, अपनी मदर की बातों को नहीं सुन रही, वो अपने ही इमेजिनरी वर्ल्ड में है, और वो सोच रही है कि वो एक मरमेड है। मरमेड यहाँ एक वर्ड यूज किया गया, मरमेड माने जो आधा इंसान होता है, आधा मछली होता है। तो वो सोचती है एक ऐसा इमेजिनरी क्रीचर है, ऐसा कोई क्रीचर होता नहीं है लेकिन एक इमेजिनरी क्रीचर है, क्योंकि पोएम्स में तो बहुत इमेजिनरी थिंग्स होती हैं। तो मरमेड वो अपने आप को सोचती है कि मैं एक मरमेड हूँ और एक एमराल्ड ग्रीन सी में मैं तैर रही हूँ, और वहाँ मैं सोल इनहेबिटेंट हूँ, मैंने एक अकेली ही हूँ केवल, और कोई नहीं है। वहाँ मैं काम रिलैक्स और वहाँ ड्रिफ्टिंग कर रही हूँ, धीरे धीरे मूव कर रही हूँ, ब्लिसफुली, वेरी कंफर्टेबली, आराम से वहाँ घूम रही हूँ। तो ऐसा वो सोचती है कि वो इस सारे डांट वांट जो उसको पड़ रही है इससे बहुत दूर होना चाहती, शांति चाहती। लेकिन मदर उसको डांटती है। मदर फिर कहती है कि अमेंडा तुमने अपना होमवर्क पूरा नहीं किया, अमेंडा तुमने अपना रूम क्लीन नहीं किया है, अमेंडा मैंने तुमको कहा था कि तुम अपने शूज़ को साफ़ करो, क्लीन करो, तुमने वो भी नहीं किया है। इस तरह की अक्सर डांटें पड़ती रहती हैं बच्चों को मदर की तरफ से, जब बच्चे नहीं सुनते तो। अब वैसे ही वो मदर भी डांट रही है, लेकिन अब वो डॉटर क्या है, वो अपनी मदर को सुन ही नहीं रही है, वो उस डांट से ही परेशान है। वो इतनी परेशान है, इतनी डिस्टर्ब है कि वो अपने आप को ऑर्फन तक कह देती है। ऑर्फन, वो कहती है कि मैं ऑर्फन हो जाऊं तो ठीक है। ऑर्फन का मतलब जिसके मदर फादर नहीं होते, जिसके पेरेंट्स नहीं होते, जो अनाथ होता है। वो कहती है मैं अनाथ हूँ, अनाथ होना चाहती हूँ। रोमिंग द स्ट्रीट, वो गलियों में ऐसे ही रोमिंग भटकना चाहती है। वो कहती है कि मैं एक पैटर्न बनाना चाहती हूँ, डस्ट माई हस्ट, मैंने जो सॉफ्ट डस्ट है उस पर चल कर के और पैरों के निशान उस पर बने और उसके जो बेयर फीट हों बिना चप्पल के वो उसमें घूमती रहे, क्योंकि वो कहती है साइलेंस इज़ गोल्डन और फ्रीडम इज़ स्वीट। क्योंकि साइलेंस जो है उसको बहुत पसंद है, उसको गोल्डन की तरह लग रहा है। यहाँ पर कंपैरिजन है, मेटाफर है यहाँ पर पोएटिक डिवाइस। तो साइलेंस को बहुत ही ज़्यादा पसंद करती है, उसको शांति चाहिए, उसको पीस चाहिए, उसको ये डांट नहीं चाहिए। इसीलिए वो फ्रीडम को स्वीट कहती है, फ्रीडम स्वीट है, शांति है, इसीलिए वो कहती है कि मैं ऑर्फन बन जाऊँ। लेकिन मदर का वही रवैया दोबारा शुरू है, डोंट ईट दैट चॉकलेट अमेंडा, चॉकलेट मत खाओ, तुम्हारे चेहरे पे एक्ने पिंपल्स हो जाएंगे, और मेरी तरफ देखो, मैं तुमसे कुछ बोल रही हूँ। तो इस तरह से मदर झल्ला रही है, उस पर डांट रही है उसको। तो ये एक बहुत ही साइकोलॉजिकल पोएम है, और मदर और बच्चे के बीच का के बीच की ये सारी चीज़ें हैं। फिर आगे वो इमेजिन करती, क्योंकि वो तो अपनी मदर की बात सुन ही नहीं रही, वो अपनी डे ड्रीम में है। वो कहती है कि मैं रूपंजल हो जाऊँ, वो चाहती है रूपंजल बन जाना। और रूपंजल क्या है? रूपंजल एक इमेजिनरी कैरेक्टर है, एक फेरी है, एक परी है, जो कि एक किसी विच ने उसको एक टावर में उसको कैद कर लिया है, और वो वहाँ रहती है, अकेली रहती है, बड़ी परेशान है। और वहाँ से वो अपने, उसके बहुत लंबे लंबे बाल हैं, उन बालों को नीचे गिराती है टावर से, और फिर जो विच है वो उनको बालों को पकड़ करके ऊपर चढ़ती है, और वही रास्ता है केवल उसमें जाने का। तो रूपंजल कहती है मैं उस टावर में जाना चाहती हूँ, रूपंजल बनना चाहती हूँ, और मुझे ये कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता कि वो टावर अकेला है, शांत है, मैं वहाँ चाहती हूँ कि वहाँ शांति मिलेगी, कामनेस मिलेगी, पीसफुल इन्वायरमेंट मिलेगा, और मैं वहाँ से कभी भी अपने बालों को नीचे नहीं गिराऊंगी। वो नहीं चाहती कि उसकी मदर उनके बालों को पकड़ के ऊपर आ जाए, तो वो अपनी मदर से छुटकारा चाहती है, दूर होना चाहती है। फिर नेक्स्ट में मदर कहती है कि स्टॉप दैट सल्किंग एट वंस अमेंडा। सल्किंग मैंने अपसेट होना। तो कहती है उसको कि इस तरह से तुम अपसेट मत रहा करो, तुम हमेशा मूडी रहती हो, अपने ही मूड में रहती हो, पर ऐसे रहती हो, दुखी रहती हो, और कोई भी जो देखेगा तुम्हें वो यही सोचेगा कि मैं तुम्हें हमेशा डांटती रहती हूँ, और जबकि डांट भी रही है। नैग्ड इज कॉल्ड। हर कोई ये सोचेगा मैं तुम्हें डांटती रहती हूँ, तुम ऐसी रहती हो, मूडी रहती हो, सल्किंग रहती हो, उदास रहती हो। तो इस तरह से उसको डांट रही है। तो ये इस तरह से ये पोएम यहाँ पर पूरी होती है, और आगे ये क्वेश्चंस हैं, और 1 to 9 ये क्वेश्चंस आपको करने हैं। छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चन हैं, एक एक लाइन के क्वेश्चन हैं, और आप पढ़ोगे तो आपको समझ में आ जाएंगे। सो इट इज़ योर होमवर्क, टुडेज होमवर्क, 9 क्वेश्चंस, एंड डे आफ्टर टुमारो विल टेक अनदर लेसन, एंड देन सो तब तक आपने ये 9 क्वेश्चन करने हैं। आज की वीडियो थोड़ी लंबी हो गई है, ओके। तो ये होमवर्क आप ज़रूर करें, और वीडियो ज़रूर देखें।